And yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Male Soap Opera Moment, your favorite wrestling videocast. And why? Well, it's not me. It's Damascus Dez and Vinny Bucci. And we are here to recap the way too long ago edition of Bash in Berlin. Life gets busy. People have been traveling, taking odd jobs, paying off speeding tickets. We're going to talk about that and so much more here in the world of Wens. But as I said before, this is your favorite video cast because of the two gentlemen on the screen. First and foremost, let me introduce to you our still reigning, defending, undisputed Wens World Wrestling Prediction Champion, Vincent Kennedy Bucci.
The champ is here. The champ is still reigning supreme. As it is time to acknowledge the GOAT of wrestling predictions, the man who has dominated, beaten, victimized, conquered all that stand in his way. And ironically, I have two very hot women to thank for this title to victory, but we'll get to them later. But ladies and gentlemen, the Booch is back to once again prove why he is the GOAT.
I'm going to acknowledge you. I will acknowledge the champion. Listen, that's two in a row, Booch. Once it was like, I'm not sure about this, but decisively, you handled your business. So that's not the only character in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, behind the wheels of steel is on the road to Damascus. His name is Desmond Dagenhart.
Hey, everybody. You know, I ain't letting Booch get away with that. You are not the greatest of all time. I was Rookie of the Year. I took it. I got the belts, and I earned the belts. And you know what? You got a couple of lucky guesses in. It happens. I'm going to get it back. We got a pay-per-view coming up.
Woo! Yes, we do. That's a spirit, Des. Some people on this show, aka Booch, want to look behind. You know, they want to look at their victory, do their little dance. And listen, that's okay. It's deserved. He did have his victory lap. So, Booch, let's let you kick it off. What matches from Bash in Berlin do you want to expound on, the emotional pull that it took from you? I mean, perhaps the strap match?
Oh, the strap match, definitely. That was the match of the night because not just for the fact that it had all the emotion, all the great story in it, but the fact that it was a strap match done the way a strap match is supposed to be done. Incapacitating your opponent, beating the crap out of them, touching the four corners. I loved the way they used the strap, everything. Even some fans complained there were too many GTSs, but with the emotion of the match and how much Punk hated McIntyre, I just love the embarrassing exclamation point. And the finish was the best because he touches the corners, hits all the GTSs, then grabs the bracelet, puts the bracelet on, hits the final post. Just the storytelling was great. If I had to nitpick and pick one negative thing, which I got to do or I'm not an analyst, I would say the table spot was the only one that was unnecessary. I don't think you should have a table in a strap match. I love the fact, though, Punk pulled the table out and Drew McIntyre put it back. Again, that was beautiful. Babyface pulled out the table. That should have been the only thing involving the table. So, but the fact that he picked up Punk, threw him out of the ring, put him through the table, it's like, it's a strap match. You don't need to throw somebody out of the ring. So that was my only nitpick. Why would you do that? Outside of that, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'll say this. If you're gonna use the table, if you're already outside the ring, it's okay to put them through the table. But he's attached to you. You can't touch all four corners while he's outside the ring.
Yeah. I like the storytelling as well, Booch. One of the matches that I didn't really care for, just because of the build-up, Booch, you nailed this. I want it. I don't want it. I'm going to give it to Roman Reigns. Okay, I'll do it. The Kevin Owens Cody Rhodes match. He holds off from taking advantage of the bum knee for a moment, right? Then he attacks it. Then he holds off again. Again, poop or get off the pot. This is what I want to see from Kevin Owens. I didn't see it. We all knew he wasn't going to win the match. But I guess given that kind of booking, the match wasn't bad. It was just the storytelling within the match that had me feeling some kind of way. Your thoughts on it, Dez and Booch?
Well, I'm going to say one thing. I do agree with you to an extent, but here's the devil's advocate I'll play on this one.
Okay.
When he originally went to go after the knee, it was going to be a chop block, which is a heel cheap shot move that Flair was always known for doing. So Cody didn't want to win that way. But when he was face to face with Cody, he kicked him in the knee. So it's like, hey, I'm looking right at you and attacking the injured knee. So that's a little bit different than attacking someone from behind. It's like, no, I'm doing it right in front of you.
Good
so
point.
That's more of a man-to-man. It's the difference between you being in a fight with somebody, you looking right at him and punch him in the face, than if the guy turns around and then you hit him in the back of the head. It's douchier if you hit him in the back of the head as opposed to right in front of his face. So
true. Good insight.
I went with.
Good insight. That's solid. Yeah, and we all knew that match was going to end the way it did. A lot of these matches ended the way we thought they were. I got one right. And that was the new women's champions. But all of this is in the past. Des, any matches that are, really on your heart and on your mind right now that you want to talk about from Bash in Berlin?
Oh, absolutely. The match between Randy Orton and Gunther was done very well. Actually thought for a minute that Randy was going to win, which was great, which way it should be done. Gunther won, and that's awesome too, because Gunther didn't need to lose the title that fast. I don't want him to have a super long reign like he did with the EIC title, but he didn't need to lose it that fast either.
Yeah.
But the match itself was beautiful. We got all the spots we needed. Randy got in everything and made it look like he was going to win, and Gunther outlasted him. It did exactly what it needed to do. It was beautiful.
Yeah, and I love that. I love the storytelling leading up to that match because it was mutual respect. There was the talk about Orton being 2 championship reigns away from being tied with Ric Flair. So we all kind of see now that maybe that's not going to happen in this lifetime. I feel like if they were going to do it, now is the chance. But again, to your point, too soon with Gunther. Too soon. And listen, it might not be too soon as we all kind of feel Damian Priest on his heels chasing that gold. So time will tell with that. But yeah, pretty solid recap there. You guys all watched it. We're not going to belabor you with looking at the past. We're looking ahead, baby. We are looking ahead, and we have some boiling bad blood. And I'm not just mad about the ticket prices. I am not super happy about that because I was considering going, but then I had to sell a kidney just to get in the nosebleeds, and my nose started bleeding because So, but
I was wanting to take my kid for his birthday because his birthday is September 13th, and he's been bugging me to go to a big wrestling show, and I'm like, cool, Bad Blood's in Atlanta. And I had Vinny look up the prices, and it wasn't happening.
Yeah, there's one in I think it's Columbus. They're coming to town for a dark show later on in the next few weeks. So check that out. But yeah, I looked at it's the secondary market's insane. I was on the Game Time app. Lowest price I could find was like $200, and we're talking. I might as well just watch it on the boob tube. Better view.
Yeah.
Cheaper beer. Bathrooms clean.
Unless you're right there. Vinny and I have both been ringside and been in the nosebleed. And unless you are right there ringside, nosebleeds are the best view of the house. You see everything.
Yeah, or the middle level. The lower level sometimes is really good. Now, like I said, the nosebleeds are good because of the way WWE structures the arenas. Because the night that Des is talking about was when we went to Hell in a Cell, which ironically I have a little souvenir. I'll show that later. But what I'm saying is we bought upper deck tickets because that's where we were budget wise. But then at the time I was on TRG and we had Sheamus in the studio interviewing. So we had Sheamus on the show, had a great interview. We go off the air. So obviously nobody heard this. So Sheamus and I are kind of talking out there and he goes, so you going to Hell in a Cell, fella? I'm like, yeah, I'm going. He goes, where are you sitting? I said, me and my friends, we got some upper deck seats. He goes, would you like to sit ringside? I said, dude, I would love to sit ringside, but I don't have the money. Handler comes over, handed me 2 ringside tickets to Hell in a Cell.
Stop.
So I'm sitting on, so I told everybody in the group, I bought 2 extra people because I had 4 tickets. I said, look, I'm sitting ringside the whole night, but you guys can alternate the tickets. So they chose which match they want to see. So Desmond sat at ringside for a little bit. Then my friend Steven came down for a little bit. Then a couple of other people came. So they would alternate the seats to sit ringside for the specific match they wanted to see. I never left the ringside seat. I made it clear this is where I'm sitting the whole night.
Booch is the guy in the green shirt. Booch is the guy in the green shirt, whatever green shirt guy, whoever you are. I got to meet you. We got to have him on the show one day if we can ever track him down.
Yeah. But people ask me now who my favorite wrestler is. I tell them Sheamus. And I think Daniel Bryan found out. He said, "Why did you say Sheamus?" I said, "Well, he gave me ringside seat tickets. I have a price. Name it."
Yeah.
I'm a little whore.
Everybody has a price.
Oh.
So let's get to it. Here we are. We're mad about the ticket prices, but with the WWE Network, you can have everything and more for a mere $9.99. Remember that old play?
That doesn't
there.
exist anymore.
What is that?
It's $4.99 now with Peacock.
Oh, that's right. The Peacock. Yeah, that's right. That was
WWE Network doesn't exist anymore.
that's for the old heads.
It does, but out of the country.
Yeah,
Basically, if you don't live in America, you still have the WWE Network.
Yeah.
But the Peacock is specifically for America. So if you
Yep.
live outside the country, you still have the WWE Network.
Yeah, that's the only way you can watch Bad Blood, as a matter of fact, internationally. But hey, we're in America. This is the only country that matters, right? Am I right? Here we go. So Bad Blood. That's right. Bad Blood, just hours away, guys. Coming up at just a few hours. Holy cow! I got to get the show produced quick. The production quality is going to suffer greatly, guys, just for that. But here we go. Predictions galore. One match has been moved to Monday night. Apparently, Sami Zayn's match has been moved. They were talking about having it on Saturday. But let's not get wrapped up on what is not happening. Let's talk about what is going to happen. So,
Can I
first,
interject for a second?
certainly.
There's a reason that they pushed that match back, though. Apparently, for the small pay-per-views, they are sticking with a 5-match format for the big show, for the small pay-per-views, and a 7-match for the big pay-per-views. So for the big shows, it's 7 matches a night. For the small ones, it is 5.
Makes sense. You know, and listen, they already sold the tickets. They don't need to sell any more spots, right? So
Yeah.
why not save it for Monday? Bring in the audience. You know, they'll watch that
Build up
too.
another story for the next pay-per-view.
That's right. The Fallout
is-
Brawl is always great too.
It is kind of weird though that there's no world title matches on this pay-per-view.
Yeah,
Really?
it's more grudge. It's more pride matches here.
That's what I said. Very much story-based pride matches.
Yes.
Mhm. Speaking of, let's just get to it, guys. The way this rivalry should end is in hell in a cell, and we will finally see the end of this saga. Thank the Lord above. So, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. I mean, CM Punk's got to win this match. I mean, he has to win this match. And let's be honest, Drew is going to give him a hell of a ride. This is going to be, we're going to see some great spots. We're going to see some elongated pauses ringside because of injuries. But at the end of the day, guys, can we all agree? We disagree a lot, but I think all of us agree that CM Punk is winning this match. What say you?
Well,
Yeah.
I know for a fact he's winning this match. And also, here's the interesting thing. The last time CM Punk fought in a Hell in a Cell was in Atlanta. And I know this because I got this baby right here.
Oh, checking the record books. Booch is correct.
There it
Record
is.
books are never wrong. Right here.
Yeah, this is what I got. Thanks to Sheamus, I got this baby right here. And for a long time, I thought this was going to be a rare collectible. At the time, we felt, you know what? Punk's probably never coming back. But
Here, we turn the chair upside down. We couldn't see the other. Yeah. Is that CM Punk with devil horns?
yes,
It is.
yeah. And there it is.
Do you sit in it ever?
April
Is it
28th.
still squishy? Does it have the squishiness on the seat?
Yes. That's because
Wonderful.
not a lot of people sit in it. The only time people really sit in it is when we're recording the podcast, the audio version, because I got my chair right here, so the guest usually sits there.
That's awesome. That is so cool, Booch. Good to have a keepsake
Yeah.
there.
But yeah, CM Punk is winning this 100%. I knew it was going to be a Hell in a Cell if they had another match. And also, here's another little piece of history. This is the 4th Bad Blood pay-per-view. Every Bad Blood pay-per-view has had a Hell in a Cell match in it. The first had The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, first Hell in a Cell match ever. The second one was Triple H versus Kevin Nash. The third one was Triple H versus Shawn Michaels. And now Punk and McIntyre.
Love it. See, that is why you're the wrestling encyclopedia. Go no further than right here on the Male Soap Opera Moment with Vincent Kennedy Bucci. Damascus Dez, you've been chomping at the bit here. This is a match a long time coming, sir.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are going to be very, very upset with this match because there are a lot of CM Punk haters that are thinking that he is just stomping over talent that is more deserving, quote unquote. But Punk is not losing at this point. It is much more personal for Punk than it should be for McIntyre. McIntyre's just holding a light grudge. It makes more sense. And Punk, having just come back to WWE, and needs a big win for the rivalry. McIntyre is going to take this loss, and he's going to take it like a little bitch.
Well, I want you to unpack what that exactly means. Like, he's going to get beat bad, or it's going to be close, or
this should be, in my opinion, it's going to be definitive. It's going to end, but I think it's going to be enough back and forth that McIntyre's going to get enough shots in, and he's going to see that Punk is truly working for it. And I would like to see them shake hands on Monday Night Raw and go their separate ways.
Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be awesome to have like a Gunther Randy Orton moment after the match? Screen goes dark. We all know it's over. Next rivalry, next beef. That would be wishful thinking. Is there a chance? Now I'm just going to throw this out since we've all kind of made our predictions. We all agree CM Punk's taking this. Is there a chance that WWE, because they're known for this, belabors this storyline further than this weekend?
No.
There is a chance. I don't know. You're saying because they'd be stupid if they did. I agree with you. At this point, it should end. But as far as is there a chance, there's always a chance. And WWE has drawn out shit too long before. I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is going to be the end. I don't see a reason to continue. It would be much better at this point to end it and start setting up for CM Punk versus Rollins.
I like it. Yeah, I'm all for moving forward, but we all know how the creative team rolls up there. Sometimes not so creative. But hey, new regime. Paul Triple H Levesque is doing the things. So whatever, Quebec, Levesque, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what his last name is. Anyway, so let's get back to the next match. I'm skipping around here. Usually we alternate, dudes, chicks, dudes, chicks. But this is what I want to do. I want to get to the match that could have a really huge return. And again, great storytelling leading up to this. We talked about him earlier. Cody Rhodes teaming up with his adversary, Roman Reigns, taking on Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, plus whoever else, right? We've heard rumors galore. Could be the return of The Rock, New Japan star signing with WWE, related to this family. God, they have so many people. It seems like wrestling's royal family is that royal, right? They just keep having people show up. They pop up, right? Rikishi's kids, Rikishi's cousins. So I want to get y'all's thoughts on this. Personally, I feel like it makes sense for Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns to win this. But again, no titles on the line. This could be a match where we get swerved. So for that reason, I'm just going to call it a weird ending. Somehow Cody and Roman lose this match. Whoever wants to go next, feel free.
This is a tough match to call.
Yes, sir.
Of all the matches on the card, this is the one I am least certain of. And I've been going back and forth and back and forth. Yeah, there's the chance The Rock makes his appearance here. Just to start setting up for Survivor Series. I'm right here with you on this one, on the Rock coming in and interfere. Could come in and interfere. I don't give Roman that loss. I think Roman's going to be vindicated at Survivor Series. I think Roman is going to get his on Survivor Series, which is why I'm going to agree with you, Wens, and I'm going to say Bloodline wins this match.
Woo! Booch, I see the steam pouring out of your ears there, bud.
No, there's no steam. Steam would imply that I'm angry. I'm not angry. I'm going to say this. This is the one match I'm excited for the most because I love the story they told. I talked to Wens. I talked to both you guys about this off the air, but the thing I love the most about this was when Cody and Roman had the confrontation in the Georgia Tech Stadium. Because a lot of people forget or don't know that Roman Reigns played football for Georgia Tech. So that's why he has a connection to Atlanta just as much as Cody does, which is Rhodes country. That's why I love the fact that Roman tried to say it's your city. I'm like, dude, Techwood Studios, Center Stage, the Omni, which is now State Farm Arena. This is literally Rhodes country. Like, you're not claiming this city. You can claim the state. I'll give you the stadium, but the rest of this, yeah, this is mine, buddy. And I loved it. Just that is how you get two baby faces who don't like each other to come together without damaging character. Roman did it the right way because Roman's supposed to come in, be a badass. And Cody said, everything I said was going to happen to you has happened. You're now a chief without a tribe, just like I said before. And he said, Roman's like, what do you want? He goes, just watch my back. Cody's like, and Roman said, fine, I'll do it. But when this is over, I want my title back. And he said, it's not yours to take. Love that line, by the way. Finally, somebody says that. So Cody's like, it's not yours to take. You're in my way. So Cody's like, my bad. I'll step aside. No, you're in my way in life, and walks away. You couldn't have written that any better. That right there alone gets you excited for this pay-per-view. I don't even need to see Solo and Jacob. I'm excited just on that alone. I was already ready for the match because I already know what Solo and Jacob are going to say before it comes out of their mouth. I'm like, this is predictable shit. But Cody and Roman, love that. This is a tough one now, but I'm a fighting champion. I'm a betting man. I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to go with Cody in the OTC.
Yes. Yeah. Finally, we have a shot, Dez. We have a shot. Woo!
Well, here's the thing is, I feel like Cody and Roman is the safe bet.
Yeah.
It is. Because, I mean, Roman just returned and, hello. Sorry, I got distracted. Pretty girl walked in front of my car.
Don't hit her. Don't hit her.
I'm in a parking lot. I'm sitting still.
Yeah. Tap her. Don't
But
hit
anyway. Unless she likes it that way. But that's a whole different story.
Hey-o. It's a family show. That's how families get started. Go ahead.
But yeah, no. This match, it makes a lot of sense for Roman and Cody to win, but I can see the story building, and like I said, I feel like Roman's going to be vindicated at Survivor Series.
Yep. That's the long play. They'd be smart to play the long play. So we got those two matches out of the way. I think people really were excited about those the most. Not to say there aren't people equally or close to equally excited about Finn Balor and Damian Priest finally mixing it up at a pay-per-view. Guys, this will determine who will Gunther face, in my mind. I feel like it's going to be Damian Priest. Obviously, they're playing that. And because of that, guys, I would be working against myself to choose Finn Balor. But because of that, I'm second guessing that because I know WWE thinks that everybody thinks that Damian Priest is winning this match. I feel like the Sicilian on The Princess Bride right now, talking in circles. I'm going to give you my prediction after you guys go. I felt like I've taken the first two. So, Booch, what say you first, sir?
I think you're trying to trick me into giving away something. It won't work. But anyway,
it will work. You're giving everything away.
Then make your choice.
What match are we talking about again?
Damian and Finn.
This is another one that's kind of tough to call. I feel like because the last match we saw, they won. We saw Damian and Rhea won working together. Mm-hmm. I feel like Judgment Day can't take two big losses at Bad Blood. I think that the way things are going right now, there needs to be a win, and I believe in my heart of hearts that Damian Priest needs this win less than Finn Balor. So I'm going to say Finn Balor will steal this win, and I do mean steal it because Judgment Day will be involved.
Wow. Holy cow. Booch, what you got, my man?
Well, I had a choice in my head, And then Desmond made a very valid point that I did not take into consideration. Because he said Judgment Day can't afford to take 2 major losses. You got 2 Judgment Day people involved in this pay-per-view, and there's one that I am fairly certain is going to win and should. I cannot stress the word should enough. So, because of that logic, I'm going to go with Finn on this one too.
Oh. I'm going to roll the dice. I feel like it's now or never. I got to create some distance one way or the other. It's either going to be an L or a dub. I am going to go with Damian freaking Priest. I am going to go with him. It makes so much sense. That's why I'm worried as I say it. But we'll find out.
It does in a lot of ways make sense to give Damian this win. They are trying to build him as a strong baby face.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm just looking at the whole story, and it's just I'm taking a bit of a chance because I feel like I said, the way it has to go. So Damian Priest is a safe bet. You're not taking too much of a chance here, and that could work in your favor.
Yeah, we'll find out in a few hours, guys. Now let's take it to the fairer sex, if we will. The women's world championship, easy for me to say. Liv Morgan taking on Rhea Ripley with Dirty Dom hanging in a shark cage. Only in WWE can you see this kind of entertainment worldwide, you know. Guys, this is going to be a fun match to watch. Listen, whether you love him or hate him, you probably hate him. Dom gets so much heat. I love it when he comes out because I can't wait to hear the deafening boos, and he sells it so well. After watching the Vince McMahon doc on Netflix, of course, I respect the hell out of these guys and girls anyway. But after watching that, like the level of respect is up. And the way that these people work together behind the scenes to tell these kinds of stories, and this love story, this triangle, if you will, it's been so well done, and I don't expect them to blow it at Bad Blood. I'm not going to give you my prediction first because, I'm just going to be kind about this. Damascus Dez, what is the play on this match? And do you foresee any, perhaps, things happening that are out of the ordinary if you want to throw out a tiebreaker?
I don't see anything really out of the ordinary happening, and I will say this, because unless you're saying, oh, Dominic's going to get out of the cage, they always get out of the cage in these kind of matches.
That would be out of the ordinary if he didn't. I would say that would be a tiebreaker. He does not get out of the cage.
But I think, in all fairness, based on my previous answer for the Damian and Finn match, you know who my answer is going to be here. I said Judgment Day can't take 2 losses, and I gave Finn the win earlier. Obviously, that means I'm going with Rhea Ripley. Rhea is going to be champion again. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% certain on this one. But I don't see her taking another loss. And unlike with Damian, I don't see the rest of Judgment Day truly getting too heavily involved with Rhea. The only one who could is Dominic as a distraction. And I think something that could happen is when he gets out, maybe he falls and gets hurt, which distracts Liv, which could allow Rhea to get the win. I feel like something is going to happen, but Rhea is going. I feel like she's going to win this match.
Strong take. I like it. Booch, what say you, sir?
Yeah, I'm definitely going with Rhea 100%. And it's never mind the fact that I don't like Liv Morgan, but I'm just saying, if I really look at the story, at this point, Rhea, as we said, Rhea's taking a lot of L's. And she's, she lost the title, she lost Dominic. There's a lot of stuff she's gone through. At some point, a feud has to end, and God help me, this needs to end. And also, you have to, at some point, for a story like this to work, at some point, the babyface the hero, even in a movie, the hero has to get the redemption, has to overcome and get the revenge. That has to be the definitive ending. So now Rhea, it's time for her to get that comeuppance. Now, as far as Dominic coming out of the shark cage, usually when the shark cage is spinning high above the ring, not a lot of time. Sometimes people come out. Most of the time they don't. It's usually when there's a cage on the floor, they're definitely coming out. Unless somebody lowers the cage and opens it, like they tried to do in AEW, which was the worst shark cage match you would ever see in your life, because they were struggling to open the cage. So at some point, the wrestlers were missing their cues. So they just said, fuck it, and slid between the bars. I'm like, you literally just buried the cage, you dumbasses. It's common. It is the saddest, one of the saddest shark cage matches you will ever see. But aside from that, usually, like the last time I saw somebody in a shark cage, usually what they do is they'll have like a chain or brass knuckles and drop it to the person. Seen that happen quite a bit. So I think Dominic's more likely to do that than anything. Because I don't see Dominic coming out of the cage. If he does, I'm not saying it's not a possibility. I'm just saying in this case, I don't really see it. I think Dominic's gonna drop a weapon or something more likely than anything. Because I feel like Dominic's interfered so many times that if they did it again, it'd be like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like,
right.
Have him stick a weapon. Have him do something like that to help distract or something.
Yeah.
You know, that would be a better route. But ultimately, I'm going with Rhea Ripley, and I feel like Liv, again, I'm trying to take my bias out of this. Liv, in my opinion, does not need the championship because she's very seldom defended it. She spent more time drooling over Dirty Dom and that creepy pedo stash than actually defending this championship. So I feel like Liv doesn't need it. So I'm going to go with Rhea to win because I feel like she'll do more with the championship. Liv can keep drooling over Dom, and they'll still get over.
Yeah, I'm not going to reiterate all the points you guys just made. Totally solid. No reason to go against the tide here. I, too, am going to go with Rhea Ripley. Now, the last match that we are going to talk about has a lot of possibilities, okay? Nia Jax defending the women's championship against Bayley. Boy, oh boy. First of all, this match may not truly even be about these two. I think it's Tiffy time. That's what I think. This is the time where we've seen all these maybe attempts. The way they're booking it, it's like, I came in to help you. I would never cash. Nia, we're friends. I would never do that. Playing like I'm afraid of you, but really not. I'm just kind of staying back until it's my time. And that is exactly what time is. Tiffy time, baby. This, to me, is the match where she comes in, she cashes in, and she steals that championship Saturday. That is, listen, it's written. It's already written in the stars, guys. This makes sense. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So, you think she's going to cash in during the match? Is that what I'm hearing?
I think at some point, it makes sense. I have to nail this down. You're right. I can't just be lollygagging with this. Scenario-wise, I think that it would be cool. It would be good writing if Bayley wins it from Nia, set up Bayley-Nia for the future rematch, right? And then Tiff comes in. Bayley's exhausted. Perfect heel move. Come in, steal the win, make it a three-way at Survivor Series. It makes sense. Whatever you got to do, or down the line, Royal Rumble is what? Not too far from now. It's the one after that, right?
Well,
so
January
between Bad Blood and Survivor Series, so it could also happen at Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel, yep, from Saudi Arabia, right? Crown Jewel, depending on who's invited, who's not. It's still a little weird over there, but that's the way it could. That's the way I'm going to call it. I'm just going to put the stake in the sand. Bayley defeats Nia Jax. Tiffany Stratton comes in, steals it from Bayley at the end. And I feel like if we call a cash in, we got to, like I did, you got to spell out how it happens. Because you could cash in it's just cheap to just say cash in. Okay, I got the point. So
right. Well, the key there was because the main question is who's winning the match.
Right.
That's your point right there.
Yep.
So Bayley, your official answer is Bayley.
Yes, Bayley.
Now,
yep.
But I would 100% agree with you. Everything you said. Bayley wins. 100%. Bayley wins. We get the big pop, the cheer, and then Tiffy pop. 1, 2, 3. It's Tiffy time.
Mm-hmm. I love it, Des. I love it. You've been thinking, sir. We've been stewing over our plans to get this belt back. One of us is on the path. Booch, two really strong opinions here. Now's your chance to potentially steal a point back. What say you, sir?
Well, to an extent, there's a lot of things you guys have said that I agree with. But I'm gonna go in a little different direction here. I'll tell you why. Because the complicated thing for me is this. Obviously, Bayley, the cash-in makes logical sense for the simple fact that Tiffany Stratton is a heel. So as a heel, you want her to cash in on the babyface to get the heat. Because she cashes on the heel, she's going to get a pop. But they've added another twist because on SmackDown, when you said before about how Tiffany said, I would never cash in, whatever, Nia Jax grabbed Tiffy by the throat and threatened her backstage. And you see Tiffany like about to cry with the fear on her face, and Nia Jax just staring her down, basically telling her, don't get in my way, don't cash in on me, whatever. And then as Nia let go and walked away, Tiffy kind of, collected herself. She's coughing, obviously, to sell the fact that she was being choked to death. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden looks up and has this angry look on her face. Mm. So now I'm thinking maybe Nia Jax finds a way to win. Tiffy comes out. She hugs Nia Jax, raises her hand, celebrates with her. All of a sudden, Nia turns around, boom, clocks her with the briefcase, cashes in, jumps up, does that moonsault. Like she clocks her, finds some way for her to land on her back. Next thing you know, moonsault, 1, 2, 3. Then, so now, and maybe there's a way to make Tiffy babyface, and which normally I would never say that, but as I mentioned many, many times before on the Boochcast, Desmond found a way to make Tyler Breeze babyface, so I think anything's fucking possible. So I say that. I think maybe Tiffy's gotten so popular, it might be time to see a little experiment. Maybe she could pull it off as a babyface. So I'll go with Nia Jax and say that Tiffy turns on Nia. So the simple fact that she threatened her, because Tiffy can't let that slide.
Yeah.
She can't let that lying down.
I don't think it's hard to turn Tiffy babyface because she hasn't done anything super heelish other than aligning herself with Nia. Realistically, she's been annoying.
Yeah.
She's been bratty, but truly heelish she has not been.
Yeah, she's not really evil. Now that I think about it. She's
so I feel like they could easily turn it to where, you know what? I had bad influences.
I like it.
Now I'm standing up for myself.
Oh, Booch. I'm going to stick to my guns, but man, the way you wrote that, it makes a lot of sense. We'll see. Maybe it makes so much sense that they won't do it. That's usually the way it happens, right?
I don't know. Triple H is good at having a pulse on that. Like I said, Triple H, for the most part, has done a good job booking. Obviously, like I said before, I said this at the very beginning when we talked about WrestleMania and Triple H being the new guy in charge. We're not always going to get what we want. We're not always going to be happy with Triple H, but I think 9 times out of 10, he's got his finger on the pulse. Mm-hmm. So I have, if this was Vince McMahon, you'd be 100% right. And I'm not convinced. I have the documentary, I understand how he built the business and everything, but creative wise, he did fall by the wayside towards the end. But I don't discredit everything he's done from buying the company from his dad leading up to that. But I think Triple H has more of a finger on the pulse of the fans than Vince does. So I feel like if Triple H in charge, there's a chance this could happen. And like I said, I don't think Tiffy is gonna accept the fact that Nia damn near choked her to death. I feel like if you want to give Tiffy any shot at being a top babyface in the future or top champion, she can't overlook that. She can't sweep that under the carpet. She's got to address that, and she's got to do it by taking her title.
Woo! And there you have it. That's all of them, folks, I believe. And we will have a winner. It may be Booch. Is he going to three-peat like his airness, Michael Jordan? I don't know. Time will tell. But one thing is true, and one thing will always remain, is we will never, ever leave you without a few key catchphrases. One of which is, have a nice day.
Bang, bang.
They're coming back home to me.